Alrighty, so I think it's time to get started. So hi everyone, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join today's workshop series. Today's focus will be on the Persona Builder PowerUp, one of our platform's learn by doing activities that is designed to bring clarity and alignment around your user population. Personas are used to create a shared understanding of your customer, including their goals, capabilities, motivations, and preferences. In today's agenda, we'll go over some introductions. Lisa, our Chief Experience and Design Officer, will explore the benefits and outcomes of the Persona Builder PowerUp. Tim, our VP of Product, will share a sneak peek of the StartupOS Score and how it can boost your StartupOS experience. And we'll conclude with some live Q&A. So my name is Gabrielle. I'm the Customer Success Leader here at StartupOS, and I'm here to help you and your startup move towards success by keeping you informed on all that we have to offer. So I'm here to keep you in the loop on future events that will help guide you through not only the StartupOS platform, but through your own personal startup journey. So now I'll turn it over to Lisa to introduce herself and to dive into today's topic. Lisa?
Hey. Thank you so much, Gabrielle. Hey. So I'm Lisa, the Chief Experience and Design Officer here at StartupOS. I am here to drive a user-first world. What does that mean? I want to explore customer experience and design and focus on persona building as it is an artifact that we develop in CX through the StartupOS platform. So why do we do all of this? It's to help drive success within your startup, which is so important to us. So I'm going to go ahead and take this screen, Gabrielle, and I'm going to share. All right. So here we go. All right. So again, it's so nice to be here to share some great information about customer experience, human-centered design, and the importance of your customers and how different personas impact your brand. I'm also excited to demo our Persona Builder PowerUp with you, which you're going to find here on this tab within our platform. But first, a little information. So what is customer experience? It's the entire ecosystem of how your customers interact with your agency and brand, whether it be your products, your services, your processes, employees, or your solutions. Human-centered design is an approach. So you take varying methodologies and techniques such as interviews, workshops, and surveys that are used to gather user sentiment and data, and then you develop artifacts. And of course, included in that artifact, inventory are your personas. And then you can get really great measurable metrics from that. So how does this all tie in together? When you use HCD to create artifacts, you can really begin to understand your market, user behavior, how are they impacted by your product? You can also use metrics to drive iterative improvement over the course of time, which is very important in your startup. Your CX artifacts can also include things like your empathy maps outside of your personas. It is a building process. Your journey maps, service blueprints, and so on. So we want to help build your agency's ecosystem and your brand. It also gives you a really nice high level and detailed view of where you might be experiencing pain points, gaps, challenges. Through this, you can begin to understand where you need to focus with your personas and how to make significant improvements to reduce risk, increase those KPIs, your key performance indicators, and drive future goals and improvements. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you our platform, right? It's really important that we go through this work because I want to show you where things are located and how you can access things and the importance of your Persona Builder, which is the PowerUp that we're going to be focused on today. You can get to the Persona Builder in varying ways. One can be right here up at the top. As you see, there's Power Packs, Power Ups, plugins, and your work history. The second tab, Power Ups, you can access Persona Builder from there. You can also go to your Power Pack, which is really comprised of plugins and also Power Ups that make up your Pitch Perfect, in this case, example. So I'm going to go on through Power Ups. Now, if you go all the way down here to the bottom, you can get to your Persona Builder. As you see, it is denoted that it is, in fact, a Power Up. I want to go in and I'm going to click Restart because I have done a number of them, and I'm going to show you some of my completed work. I'm going to go ahead and close the accordion. Why was that important? When you're looking at this particular Power Up, you see that you have 5 things that you need to complete to get to your 6th accordion state, which is called Summary. You also see that 1 is enabled, which is Overview, which means why are these disabled? Because you actually need to go through the learning course and experience to be able to get to the next accordion state or the next section of your learning journey. Under Overview, you'll see that there is actually a description of what Persona Builder is. It walks you through creating user personas. It guides every facet of your startup, which is absolutely true, from design to marketing. So again, touching upon your brand. They're a foundational artifact that will grow and change as your company does. Now, with personas, just so that you know, right, you can create as many as 50. You can create as many as 20. Personas really are a segment of your market that have almost like a representational character of that segment. So, you might have multiple personas. Just keep that in mind. What do you learn? Through this course, you're going to learn through the video, what is Persona Builder and how do you do it? Okay, so very important that you read this key information. I'm going to walk you through just a few of the different accordion states so that you get familiarized with it if you have not yet done it. So if you have watched the video and you want to click on next, you can start a brand new, or if you want to resume something you've already done, brand new Persona Builder. In this case, we're going to start a new one. Okay. When you start, you want to add a name for your persona. Now, again, it is fictional. However, it is based on data that you've collected through your human-centered design work. So if I want to create my first persona, let's say, or fifth, I want to go ahead and select this individual. I'm also going to name this individual, let's see, how about Sean Robbins? Okay, so you create the name of your person, you select them, in that order, click next. Now it has taken me to 3, which is to describe my persona. This form information will actually be carried on from 3 to the next one, which is 4 and 5. All of them will have very similar forms. Now, I do want to show you how to use the tool so that for you, you'll know that there are some areas where you might have a tabbed feature that you are unfamiliar with. So let me start from here. I would say that this individual is male, married with kids, single. You have all of these different drop-down features that you can select from. I would say married. Age, I will give this individual the age of 37. And I would say that this individual has their master's degree. Okay, so let's click on a state. In this case scenario, I will select Pennsylvania. City, Philadelphia. I should have picked something shorter to enter. And then what industry do they work in? So again, I would say design. So information technology, and their occupation is designer. Now here, you can actually in one sentence summarize this individual. This summary statement is very important because this is almost a tagline that identifies and makes this segmented group very unique. So I'll say, I'm looking to source great materials, okay, for my design business. Why did I write that? Because before you start as a startup, you do have, your mission statement, your vision, and also a purpose. In my case scenario, I have a design company called Desired Designs. It is a full service startup. We offer services to allow you to ask us for advice on how to, source the best materials, where to find the best communities for design, whether you be interior, digital, or what have you. So this individual is looking to source great materials for their design business. And let's say interior design. And we'll go next. And, for the sake of time, I'm not going to walk you through everything, but here we get to a tab state. When you see these commas and you see what are the behaviors, it is indicating you can enter multiple. So I'm going to go ahead and say this person is driven, ambitious, creative, okay, and a leader. You can go ahead and enter multiple if you like. Okay, what are their goals? To increase, communication, to source materials, things of that nature. Okay, what excites and inspires them? So what excites and inspires them is innovation, okay, and so on and so forth. And then what are their biggest challenges? I would say communication with maybe a design community, networking, okay, natural materials. Maybe they need to source natural materials because they're an interior design firm and they can't find a great place that can give that to them. What frustrates them in their daily life? I would say work-life balance, because they are working so hard, they're unable to, get what they need in the allotted time that they're giving themselves. Okay. And then down here, what is most important? So this is great because you can actually slide the scale to say, is price what drives them most, right? Or is it comfort or convenience? So you can slide these in whichever way you want that actually depicts your customer best, okay? This scale is pseudo-Likert, but it is from lowest to highest. And then traits as well. Tech savviness, are they new or a guru? I would say they're very high. Brand interest, what do they like? Now, I want to explain why this is important. If you have a group of individuals and they select Apple, that is a very well-defined powerhouse in the industry. You know what their brand is. You can quickly identify with it. If you have customer segments and many customer personas that you've developed because you've done interviews, you've met people, you know that in your market, all of your personas have come back to say, we love Apple. Your brand for your company should reflect in some way what that brand making is. And I'm not saying to copy Apple. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're going for one type of branding style, that might be an inspiration to your company to think about that when you are branding. Your branding does attract your customer. It does help to keep them engaged. So really think about that. And then your bio, I'll write a short bio. Love to hike, design, and create furniture. Okay. Now I'm going to take you through why was it so important to do all this work? We're at job needs now. We're not going to go through everything together. Instead, I'm going to show you what a completed persona profile looks like. All right. I'm going to go to Sally Smith. Now, over here on the right, this is what's very important. Your whole entire team might be creating these personas. If that is the case, you can go ahead and look to see what they have completed, okay? It's really exciting because this is a startup and you want to make sure that you're fully collaborative all the time. Down here under knowledge, you get to see tips. How do I create the persona if you have confusion about it? What I love so much is that we've pulled in the social aspect. Power Tips gives you more detailed look into how you can create that persona. The inspiration for me is great. We've pulled in related media. So if you're really stuck and you don't know, you can actually watch videos right here, okay? And they talk to you about why they fail, how to create them. And again, this touches upon the HCD part that I'm talking about. And then, of course, we have reviews. So you may leave a review based upon your experience with this power up. So we're going to go to completed work. I'm going to show you here that you have folders. These folders are very important. As you're working through our platform, you can see that here under Persona Builder, which is the power up we're focused on, if you click on that, you can not only see the names of the individual personas that have been created, you can see when, right? Because this will change over time. Your personas will become more mature over time. So if you did one in December of 2022 and you've done a battery of different types of HCD interviews or workshops or surveys, you can see that, oh my goodness, now we're a month ahead. We've gotten so much more data. We can create more personas, right? Over here, you can see which team member modified them and the beauty of this platform. As a team, as a startup, you can resume where they left off. So if you know an individual has to be out, you can actually resume their work, or you can resume your own. Or you can look at the completed state. In this case, we're going to look at a completed persona because I love to show products. So here, you can look at Power Up details and it will take you right back to that accordion state. You can edit it. You can also look to see what you've built. So Sally Smith is Generation Y. Again, that age is determined here, right? About Sally, female, married with kids, her bio, which we did together, the behaviors, the goals. Okay, and one really great thing here, this tagline is, what exactly is it that this representational group of individuals is looking to do? Access art supplies to redesign her home, right? Then down here again, you can see these were her motivations. They were all pretty average, okay? They're all pretty much equal. In some cases, you might have motivations being very high on the scale and then comfort being lower, or vice versa. Okay, tech savviness, newbie. Again, brands of interest, Apple. Very important to understand what inspires Apple, right? How did it resonate with users? You can do user testing on that. Job responsibilities, provide creative vision and deliver high fidelity design. And the tools needed for the job, product design tools. Okay, what do they do to add skills to their job? Now, this is, again, another part of what we ask when we're doing the form data, training, workshops, conferences. Why does this help your startup? If you know that a large segment of your customers need training, workshops, conferences, et cetera, as a startup, you might be able to create events for them, or you might be able to funnel in or aggregate different training courses for individuals to review that would be helpful to them. And then preferred communication is something you get to select within the platform. So with all of that being said, there will be a Q&A at the end, but this does conclude my portion of this particular webinar series. So I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Tim, who is amazing, and he'll talk to you about Score. So I'm going to stop sharing, Tim, if you want to grab the screen.
Awesome. Thanks, Lisa. So, I just wanted to take a brief moment here and talk to you guys a little bit about the StartupOS Score and why, through our Learn by Doing exercises like the Persona Builder that Lisa just walked through, actually matter. So coming soon with StartupOS, we'll be releasing to founders on your dashboard our StartupOS Score. And this score is to provide value to both founders like yourself as well as to investors. For founders, completing exercises like the Persona Builder is directly correlated to the score and the platform that the platform calculates. The score serves as an indicator not only for you as you progress through the various power-ups and value-added Learn by Doing exercises on the platform, but it also is an indicator to investors as they look and capture that information to see more about your organization, your startup, as they seek investment opportunities into startups like yourself. So if you've yet to complete the Persona Builder PowerUp, we encourage you to jump on the platform and complete those exercises. And, just to reiterate again, these exercises really matter. Again, as we capture this information, and this information is used to derive that StartupOS score that, is visible both to yourselves as well as to our investors. So more to come in future webinars here and communications around our StartupOS Score. In the meantime, though, again, log in, access the value of great features like our Persona Builder and other power-ups to help move your startup forward.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much, Tim. That was awesome information. So right before we get to the Q&A, we'd love to turn it over to all of you to get some feedback on your familiarity with building personas and what you look for when you're conducting your research. So poll's going to go live now, and we're going to take a minute, let you all answer that. And without further ado, we're opening the floor to any questions. So you can either raise your hand to ask them live or ask them through our chat option. I don't see any hands raised, but there are some questions coming in through the chat function. So Christian says, thanks, Lisa. Persona Builder looks like such a powerful tool. Still, it cannot access the platform. Is it possible that StartupOS is not working outside of the US? I am currently in Europe. So StartupOS is not currently available outside of North America. We are open to currently America and Canada. And that is where we are looking to eventually expand outside of North America, but that's currently where we are focused. Anna's asking, how can I receive support to review my persona? Anna, you can always schedule some time with a mentor on our platform. So you can go onto the platform and schedule to meet with a mentor. We have a plethora of verified mentors on our platform currently. If you have any issues or need further assistance, you can always contact us through our email or through our messaging in platform. Lisa, would you like to take Brian's question? Brian's asking, what if you don't have all the information you need about your persona?
I think a large part of that, Brian, absolutely would depend upon how much research you have done to be able to source that information. And that can be done through such a different plethora of ways. You can do it through interviewing, really understanding who your customers are by interviews, workshops. You can even send out surveys. So you really need to understand who your audience is primarily first, and then you can host a series of different activities to get to that data. But again, through mentoring, you can connect with a mentor to get more detailed information on this.
Yeah, and just to add as well, I would also encourage, capture what information you can today. As Lisa showed, it's a progression, especially as you conduct additional types of research to better understand your persona, capture what you have available today. And then as you progress, that's something you can always go back to and refine.
And I have to be honest, to add on to what you're saying, Tim, sometimes the data that you collect, if you don't have a vast audience to begin with, it really can be friends and family. I mean, it really works this way. I have a product. Really need to, get some feedback. You're really looking for user sentiment and feedback, and that can be humans across the board. So, that might be your early stage thinking and trying to gather and source that information. Maybe they have friends and family that they can bring into the fold. So I would start with at least trying to identify individuals who might be interested in helping. That route might be the quickest to be able to get that data that you need.
So that is all the time we have for today, everyone. Thank you so much for joining and for all of your questions. We hope to see you in our next workshop. Again, if you have any feedback at all, you can always email us at success@startupos.com, or you can message us in the app.